Another episode of the Unplugged Palace. It's me, it's the stallion. It's a solo stallion. Unfortunately, Krista, she just couldn't cut it as a co-host. She really nervous.
Michael?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just testing the equipment, making sure microphone check, making sure all the microphones work.
To see if the microphone
No,
works?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
What are you doing,
I guess.
Michael?
What?
What are you doing up here?
Well, I was part of checking it is making sure the record works.
Well, let me help you.
Well, okay, I guess.
After all, I am the star of the show.
All right, welcome in. I can't deny it. Krista is a star.
That's
she
right,
is
baby.
a co-star and a co-host.
Yes.
And a co-host.
I'm okay
in
with
this.
being co.
That's great. That's
I
great.
don't have to be the main
No.
attraction over here.
Well, neither of us need to be the main attraction. So anyway, I want to welcome everyone into another episode of the Unplugged Us.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome. Where we just want to say thank you for everyone that took the time to watch the last video, who took the time to let us know what they thought. We really did appreciate it. We appreciated that you didn't give us any constructive criticisms.
I especially appreciated that. Thank you.
If you're seeing this video, then you know that you're okay.
It was nice of you to bring me up a drink.
Sure, it's
It was
mostly
like
clear.
you knew that I would be here eventually.
Wow. And this sneaking suspicion that you would show up. That you would show up. Yeah. Like a gnat to the flame. What? Like a star to the sky.
No.
Like a star to the sky.
Michael.
You were there. Baby, I got to be honest with you. I absolutely.
Boy, here we go. Here's with the honesty. Hit me.
I absolutely loved watching you in our video the other day.
Well, and that's kind
And
of
I
funny
thought
you say that.
Oh, is it?
Because I loved watching you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I thought you were going to say I loved watching
No,
me. I was like, because that makes two of us.
I am not that vain.
No, I think what you did was you brought out the most real me that I've ever seen when I watched back and edited a video.
Yeah.
That was the most real me, So I appreciated that.
I love that. My favorite part was obviously being able to share our story and to talk about us. When, like we've talked about, when you're passionate about a story or an occurrence in your life, you do want to talk about it, and it brings you joy and happiness and laughter and reminiscence. So, but my favorite part was, honestly, I could watch our video a million times, but I love how you look at me. I love watching your facial expression as we talk about our relationship and our story. So
it's definitely one of my favorite stories to tell. So that said, that first video was to introduce us to everyone, to introduce how this thing came to be.
Yes.
This is a show that we want to consider to be a show loosely based around relationships, correct? Right. So
all sorts of relationships.
Relationships.
Right?
Exactly.
It's not just one relationship. We have many relationships.
Right, including a relationship with yourself.
Correct.
So the content's not going to be all based on us.
Although if you want it to be, let us know. Yeah. We are happy to talk about ourselves all the time.
It'll be really easy to make. But that said, we do want to try to focus on some things that we feel that we've worked through, we've had happen in our life, we've had happen to friends of ours.
Correct.
Those stories never stop.
No.
They're out there, right? And everyone has their own way of dealing with it. But sometimes it's nice to get somebody else's opinion on how they deal with it.
Right.
It helps you through. It helped me through to listen to things when I was dealing with different experiences in life.
Oh, and I agree, because, just like you were just saying, it is good to get the feedback of others, because what works for me might not work for you, or might not work for you. But there are those times that when someone is talking about something that you're potentially going through at the current moment or something you had gone through in your past and it resonates with you. And it's good reminders of sometimes of what to do or what not to do or how to get through something. And to also let you know, hey, you're not alone. You don't have to be alone through whatever you're going through. There are those times that when someone is talking about something that you're potentially going through at the current moment or something you had gone through in your past and it resonates with you.
Sometimes you need to hear something at the right moment. You could tell me every single day about working on myself and it won't mean a thing. But on the day that I need it the most, it'll mean everything.
Yeah, because you're accepting of it at that moment too.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can listen to something over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And then one day it just hits you in a different way and you're ready to take that for whatever it's worth or whatever it needs to be to you and apply it, in your life at that point.
Right. So we want to deliver a message. We want to deliver ourselves to you to try to entertain. We feel like we're somewhat entertaining. You make me laugh.
We like to laugh.
We like to laugh at ourselves. We hope everyone else does.
We do.
Yeah. So, but I think the other thing we want to do, and I've never done, is to include people. We could bring people in live. We could bring people in over the phone. We could read emails. What?
You don't want to know.
I got boogie? Do I?
No!
What are you laughing at?
You were like, we could bring people in. And I wanted to be like, and not in a sexual way. There's all types of ways to bring people in. And I'm like, oh my God.
Through the back door, through the garage, through the front door. Through the window.
Through the
Some
walls.
of you.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. If you got a joke, throw it in. So we could bring people in different ways. We could bring them here. We could have them live with us. Mm-hmm. We could have them on the recorded phone call with us where we'll talk to them live.
Yeah.
Record the phone. We can put the conversation on with their permission, of course. Any sort of message, text, anything you'd like us to talk about. Any situation maybe anyone needs help with. We would love to speak on and help.
It could be anonymous as well.
Yeah.
So like if if you're going through something and you're just unsure of how to navigate through that particular situation, but you don't want us to say your name and you just want to, text or email us, that information and say, hey, but I want to stay anonymous, you can absolutely be that way.
Right. So that said, let's talk about a quick situation.
Oh my, now he's dropping something on me.
Yeah.
All right, Gagliardi.
Okay. Spontaneity. Is that the word? Spontaneity? Spontaneity?
Spumanti?
Spumanti.
Ooh, I like spumanti.
I don't even know what it is.
You wouldn't.
Okay.
All right.
The situation is a female. Okay. The female is a little older, right, than us. Single in this world.
Yes.
Okay. Trying to figure her way into the dating world. And just for frame of reference, let's say we're talking maybe, late 50s, 60s, 70s, hell, even 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they're trying to find their way in the dating world because they don't want to be alone.
Right.
What advice would you give an individual like this? How would you say that it would be best to proceed in order to find somebody? Obviously, they're not going to be on dating apps.
Right. Well, and they could.
They could be.
Because my mother is, not that she's dating, it's 60 years with my dad
Not that
year.
Your dad knows anyway.
No, for real.
Yeah.
But my mom is 87 years old and she's on Instagram. She posts to her stories. So I guess, there are people who are not savvy with Facebook and Instagram and these dating apps and things like that. So you're right. Our ways of meeting people have changed because of social media, because that is such a quick thing to do. You know what I mean? To pick up your phone or get on your laptop or whatnot. You know, a form of meeting someone. So back when potentially these, you know, people were dating, you know, in their 20s or even 30s, you know. I mean, when I think of like my parents met at a square dance.
Right. And
are there square dances now? If it was scary for me in my 40s to get back out there, it must be even scarier, you know, to somebody who might not know how to meet someone. So I guess the first thing that I would tell that person is that chances are you aren't alone. There are other people that are feeling exactly like you. And that, you know, change is scary. But what I think it would be a good opportunity is to now evaluate, like, what type of partner are you looking for? You can think of it as a disadvantage, but you can reframe that and look at it as an absolute advantage to you. You can be picky, right? Maybe it's somebody that you just want to go and have coffee with or play cards with or something. Or maybe it's something that you want to become more serious with. Even though it's scary, that you have to at some point try and put yourself out there.
You have to. And I think so something you said was about, you know, the age and your parents at a square dance.
Yeah.
A lot of folks aren't at the 80s where they're trying to, but they could be.
Hey, I'm in senior living, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, that's true.
Just saying.
Heard some things.
Better than seeing some things. All right, moving on.
Back then, a lot of the women, it was...
I know where you're going with this. You're right. Women would not take the chance and ask.
It was taboo for a woman to approach a man.
You were labeled.
Right. So,
if you were approaching and you were like going after someone.
Exactly.
You had
so
to
now
wait for the boy or the man to ask you out on the date. And so that, I think, is a huge change. Not just the dating apps and the internet, but now females, it's okay to ask someone that you're interested in out or put yourself out there. And that's the thing. It could work to your benefit, obviously, asking someone out. But if it doesn't that first time, don't beat yourself up about it.
No. What becomes more acceptable for those that are growing up, the younger generations?
Yeah.
It doesn't always translate into the older folks.
Yeah.
Heck, it didn't even translate to us.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
there was even a point in which you said, I wanted to be old-fashioned. I didn't want to ask you out. I wanted you to ask me out.
Right.
But you had to reach out to get my attention.
Right.
So you had to take a step.
And it's scary. People get rejected all the time.
Yes.
And you can sit in that, you know, that sadness or embarrassment or whatever you're feeling.
Right.
But the next day, rise because that person wasn't meant for you. Move on.
And in my past videos, I actually discussed that, how you have to get over it quick.
Yes.
You have to
accept that wasn't for you.
It's a quick burn. You move on. You don't take it personal.
Right.
And for folks who want to find somebody, the things I would say is this. Number one, look where you hang out now. Find out where you hang out. Do you hang out at church? Do you hang out, at restaurants with friends? Like, do you hang out in clubs?
Where's your social circle?
Where's your social circle at? Start there.
Correct.
Start there. You don't have to start in your immediate group, but you can look around, find out who's around you.
Yeah.
Start conversations with people.
Yep.
That is the best thing to do, is to practice starting conversations with people.
Just even like letting people know, like, hey, you know, I was thinking, I think I'm ready to date again, or I think I'm ready to find some companionship.
Right.
You know, putting that out there and letting people know, because oftentimes what happens is, you know, like they're like, oh my gosh, you know, I have the perfect person for you. And that doesn't mean that that's going to be a love connection. But I mean, the goal is putting yourself out there.
That's
so you can find.
Put yourself out there.
The person that, basically relates to you and that feels good to you and you enjoy their company.
So you start where you are. Open as many conversations as you can. Connections, right? And that's a huge.
Is key.
Once you have that comfort level, then you can start being more targeted with how you do it. People don't want to hear this, but rejection is a huge part of finding the person you want to be with.
Right.
Nobody can find the person they want to be with just by reaching out or talking one time, for the most part.
Right.
That is a very rare occurrence.
Right.
Very rare occurrence.
I think it's good though too. Also, I mean, just to even say, when I got back out dating, I mean, I did go out with a few different people before you and I connected.
That's true.
That was good for me because Michael does not like to think or envision it.
I gotta go. No.
But I mean, it was good for me.
True.
It was
it's
absolutely
true.
good for me. I hadn't gone out on a date,
right?
For many years, and it also basically it showed me what I wanted and what I didn't want.
I was gonna say I'm glad as much as neither of us like to hear the recalling.
And he dated way more than me. Let me tell my friends out there.
But as much as we don't
was an expert dater. He was out there having a good old time, doing his little little dance. You remember that video where he's like
Magic Mike?
Yeah. Him. Anyways, I went out on a couple dates with a couple different people. And he was like, caca. Anyways. It was good for you. Yes.
And it really made it so when you met me and you saw the difference.
Clear difference.
You saw a clear difference.
Yes.
Right.
Because I felt the connection. Once you find that connection, you'll look back on all the rejections, all the ones that didn't necessarily
all the subpar people you went out with before you met me. And you will look at all that stuff and you will appreciate the man in the Swoles basketball jersey even more. Is that where you were going with that?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
But yes, Michael.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you. I
and
appreciate
you too. And I appreciate
because
it.
the one thing I did tell you when we got together was you feel like home to me.
Yeah.
And I've never felt that way before.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So it's a nice feeling.
It is a nice feeling. So
yeah.
Okay.
It was worth the wait.
And you were worth the 3 years of trauma. So, I'm kidding. You were home. You were absolutely home to me. And I love you for it.
I love you too.
Okay.
My snickerdoodle.
That's not me. Okay, so wrapping everything up, because obviously that's just a small taste of where and the things we want to do, right? So we want to, kind of give our side of things, the things we think that could help people.
Or just talk about things that are, like we said, like things that are occurring, in the now. Yeah. Things that are maybe you're still carrying around from your past. Like there are so many things. We are looking to you for that direction. And if you have a story, a situation, something you're going through currently that you just would like us to talk about. And like I said before, we don't have to say your name if you don't want to, be live with us. It's whatever you're comfortable with doing, but we are here to help and we are here to,
for a small fee, we won't say your name. If you guys don't want to give us any content, we can just release another video where we talk about ourselves again.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
And how we met.
I mean,
we probably could remember more things. There was a few other instances we didn't include in there.
There were?
Yeah. Like I tried to buy a bed off you one time. I did. I remember that.
Oh my gosh. That is actually true. Real quick. That is true.
No, it's not true.
It is true. It is true. It was years and years ago, and I put Lexi's Trundle daybed for sale on Facebook. It was early on, and Mike actually reached out because he thought about buying it for Ava.
Yeah, I thought about buying it for my daughter, right? And I wanted to make sure that the bed was used for nothing but sleeping. To which you let me know that it was what?
It was 100% for my small toddler. And there was no hanky-panky going on in my daughter's bed.
I wasn't thinking. That was really dumb of me.
There are plenty of funny little stories.
And also, the thing we didn't say in the last one, too, is that I had a crush on you for years.
That's what he tells me. When he told me that for the first time, I was like, are you sure it was me? Are you sure it was me in high school that you had the crush on?
Yeah.
And then he would say, even after high school, I had a crush on you. And I was like, me? Yeah. Are you sure it was me?
I pulled your hair in 2020 to tell you I liked you.
He did.
Yeah, but I never crossed the line.
No, he did not.
If nothing else.
He did, yeah.
I put myself on the outs.
He did. He did, as you all learned.
Now know. So, okay. Well, let's get on out of here.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. We will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for joining us.
Peace and love.